Okay. So, did you attend university?
Yes, I attended university. I went to Carleton University in Ottawa.
Awesome. When you first went to Carleton, was there a reality shock when you first encountered the challenges?
It was a huge shock. I went back as a bit of an older student. I was in my early 20s when I went back. So I had worked a little bit. I had a mild career before that. And the switch to student life was a huge shock.
I can imagine. So you said you had a part-time job on university?
Yep.
How did you manage your homework and your social life with school?
It was really hard to manage. I worked at chapters in downtown Ottawa, and I had to work a lot of hours. So balancing that was hard. And if you look at my marks when I worked for the first 3 years, and I took the last year off. You can see a huge difference in my marks because I was working over 40 hours a week just trying to make ends meet.
That's crazy. So because of all that balancing, did you do well? Like, how are your study habits? What did you use to balance your schedule?
I just used all the time I had. I worked a lot at night. So what really I sacrificed was sleep. Because I would work most days 8 to 9 hours and then try and cram in a few hours of schoolwork as well.
That's crazy. So you describe your study habits as pretty studious in university, eh?
Yeah, I was pretty good when I was able to make time.
Did you tend to procrastinate, or were you?
Oh yes, yeah. You always procrastinate too. I always procrastinated till night. Even if I had time during the day, I worked better at night, so I was always a procrastinator during the day.
Well, that's good. At least you're using your time effectively, though. So, did you use any sort of tools to schedule your time, like an agenda or anything like that?
I'm a very visual learner, so I always have lists. So kind of an agenda, but just lots of post-it notes all over the place.
Okay.
That's how I organize my time.
If you could go back in time to when you attended university, would you have done anything different?
I would have tried to have made as much money before going to university as I could, so I would have worked less, because my grades suffered. I did well enough to meet the requirements to do what I wanted beyond, but I probably could have done better had I had more time, but that's just not the reality all the time.
Yeah. If you could recommend one major tip to modern students, what would it be?
Budget. Budget so that you can graduate with the least amount of debt after. So I have paid off my student debt, but it's a painful process. You're very happy when it's done, so the more money you can bring into it at the beginning, the better.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
That's gold.